Hey guys, Kyle the Death Knight of Anime here, bringing you my review for Boku no Hero Academia, My Hero Academia, chapter 136. I'm sorry this review's late, guys. It's just I was kind of focused on all those One Piece reviews I had uploaded, so yeah. But by the time I wanted to get to this one, it didn't happen. So I just figured I'd get to it now. But yeah, let's get into this review, shall we? So we learned pretty early on that according when like all the heroes were gathered still in that conference room, and a certain topic is brought up, which is the possibility of Eddie being moved to a different location. It was brought up as a possibility in this chapter of the rescue mission, and I like how I like how it is kind of giving not necessarily a sort of characterization for just Overload himself, but the entire organization he runs. Because I don't claim to be an expert. Of course, I'm not a criminal at all. Thank God. But but uh, but I do know just from like watching movies and old movies and whatnot that crime bosses they're definitely very cautious and almost and a very they're very cautious sort, and they aren't ones to really to really like to stay in one place. They have operations, that they have bunkhouses, they have basically places everywhere across the city that they're pretty much that they run crime in. And I feel that that's what it was good. That's what it was good characterization for the kind of criminal that Overload is, I guess, in a way. And from what we saw of where Eddie is in this chapter, I think that's more than a fair assumption. So it does ask the question: how much is this going to affect the mission? Well, because like even Nighteye himself can't he doesn't even he can't really he can't even really even account. He can't even really make any guarantees that they're going to be able to save Eddie only because of that fact. So yeah, it was good characterization for just the type of person Overload is, and the kind of organization he runs, and I really like that for sure. And we also get something that I've really been clamoring for a while now, and I'm glad we got it here, which is we learn the weakness of Nada's quirk, which is that he can only use it in 1 hour in a single day, and it works on a single target. Now, like I said, I'm really glad that we got this explanation of his quirk, because to me, anyway, when Night Eye and Izuku had their first fight or whatever, I felt Night Eye was just a little too OP. Like, yeah, like I guess I guess that although I guess that is to be said. I guess that is to be said about Horikoshi, that he never really he never forgets. He never forgets to, in order to balance out his characters. He never forgets that with every strong quirk there also needs to be a certain drawback to every quirk. And yeah, that is one thing I like about Boku no Hero Academia, is that it's not just a bunch of powered up beefed up junkies. Each on either the heroes or the villain's side, each quirk has both their strength and its weakness. And yeah, that's one thing I really liked in Night Eye's case, especially because yeah, I did feel it was a little, even before we got this explanation, I felt Night Eye was just way too OP, honestly, for his own good. But yeah. And after the meeting, we actually get a lot of nice character interactions. The first one is between Eraserhead and Izuku, and the the pretty much the whole the way that Eraserhead was talking to Izuku about how he about how if Izuku goes over the line this time, he's going to have to take some he's gonna have to take the more he's gonna have to take the he's gonna have to take things a lot more seriously in terms of Izuku's in terms of the consequences Izuku's gonna have to face. But in a way, we can also see that we also can see that in a way I think Eraserhead is both is just being a buttload of BS out his ass, out of his mouth at this point. Like this, like the whole conversation about how Izuku is about how he wants Izuku to basically fall, even though he wants to prevent Izuku from doing something stupid, he also wants him to, in order to follow his own beliefs. I feel that is sort of a way of showcasing that, yes, even though in the past Eraserhead has been a bit of a stickler for all these rules and laws and whatnot, I think it's showcasing in a way that even Eraserhead himself at this point is kind of slowly believing that sometimes the rules and laws of being a hero, they really just don't matter when it comes to the well-being of innocent civilians and whatnot, and of innocent civilians and innocent people who need help. And that's another thing, is that I like how this episode is almost showcasing a bit of a natural progression for Izuku becoming the world's greatest hero, because if you think of if you think about it, okay, in this episode, in this chapter, um, Eddie is seen in one of the hideouts of in one of Overlord's hideouts, who's basically under extreme stress at this point. Well, the girl looks like she's been through hell, but through pretty much all she's like Eraser had said, that girl seems to hold on to one bit of hope, which is Izuku. And I like how Horikoshi is showcasing Izuku's, like I said before, Horikoshi is showcasing Izuku's natural progression to being the world's greatest through all the people he saved. So, like, you can't expect to, of course, being a hero. It really all depends. Being a hero is all about the perception of how others, the people around you who you save, perceive you. So, in a way, I feel that this, and Horikoshi has done good at this, because even back in the oh, what is it? It was the training camp arc, when it was one of the Pussycats' nephew just hated heroes with a passion, only because of the way his parents only because he hated how his parents died, and basically and he was left alone to be raised by his aunt. I feel that was interesting in the sense. I feel it was interesting because that was actually the first time I think we could argue that Izuku was first shown to have the true qualities of a hero, is how he was able to bring people who feared, who were afraid, or people who just didn't like heroes, out of that darkness, and bring them and make them believe again. And he's showing something similar with Eddie here too, where yes, where despite how much he's going through, Eddie still holds on to the hope and belief that someone, Izuku especially, will of course come and save her. And I like how that's just showcasing how slowly but surely Izuku is becoming the world's greatest hero, pretty much only because of the way he affects everyone around him, and those who have quirks, and those who have quirks and know how to protect people, and those who have quirks but just are a little too scared to even stand up to those who are stronger than them. So yeah, I just really like how Horikoshi's doing it with Izuku's whole goal of becoming the world's greatest hero. It's just showing it in a natural, progressive light. Um, Also, I like how another great character interaction we get in this chapter is Nighteye appears to have a certain respect for Izuku, but he refuses to show it. So yeah, I imagine once this whole operation is done, I imagine it's going to get to a point where Nighteye is going to have no choice but to at least recognize Izuku as, in fact, a good enough hero. I don't know if it's going to be enough in order for him to accept Izuku as All Might's successor yet, but I think it is going to. I think after this, it is going to get to a point where he's going to have to acknowledge All Might's decision was, in fact, maybe not necessarily the wrong one after all. And yeah, I feel I feel that was definitely established that is definitely something that is going to be established going forward here. And I did like that whole little bit between Gran Torino and Nighteye. It was very nice for what it was. But and also, yeah, Overload, you are a dick. Like, okay, here's the thing: the guy himself is a villain. I understand that, but if this is the one thing I think Horikoshi should have rethunk about, like, if he wanted to make us at least both the heroes and the villains sympathetic, I feel like, I don't know. I guess Horikoshi has done that, but by showcasing why Overload is doing this. But I feel if you wanted to make us more sympathetic to him, I feel you should have tried to show Overload at least being nice or kind in some way to his daughter. I mean, don't get me wrong. Oh, I we're still gonna be happy when Overload gets arrested or whatnot. But I feel if you wanted to make us more sympathetic towards like Overload's feelings towards his daughter, you should just showcase that Overload does care for his daughter, even show it just a little bit, but by just him coming to the room rather than that lackey or something. But yeah, I don't know. I feel that there was one scene that Horikoshi could have handled a little bit better by having actually Overload comfort his daughter rather than that freaking lackey or whatever. But yeah, guys, that's basically my review. But yeah, guys, that's my review of My Hero Academia, Boku no Hero Academia, chapter 136. A good chapter for what it was. I can't wait to. I can't wait. It looks like things are going down and things are moving forward, and the rescue operation begins probably next chapter. But yeah, guys, that's my review. If you enjoyed the video, like, comment, subscribe, or follow me on Twitter and Facebook. Death Knight of Many, signing off. Later, guys.